Welcome to my channel, Little Coach Cooks and Life Beyond Scales. So today we are cooking mince. This particular episode has been shot in Spain. As we are here, I'm actually trying to write my book, which is Life Beyond Scales, with all the recipes and all the mindset things, etc. And that's coming to a conclusion. So I thought I'm going to film this here because I'm making dinner this evening. So we're cooking some mince. Quite nice mince actually in Spain. So what we need for this is one chopped onion. I'll show you that because I've got that in the pan already. Finely chopped. Pop it on the stove. In it we're going to put some garlic, which is here. That's 2 garlics finely chopped. The mince was 500 grams, and I've got a few potatoes here, about 5 or 6 potatoes. So this is carbs and protein cooked together. And then we've got a tomato sauce in a carton. So don't quite get these back in England, but this is like the passata that we have at home. And there's very little spices to be used, so I'm just going to have to make use of them. This is a white pepper. We have some picante, which is chili, and I think this is oregano, basil. So that's all we have to cook with, and some salt. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. Just going to pop all of the ingredients together. So we have the garlic going in now. When the garlic and onions have got slightly browner, you can pop the mince in. Okay. In goes the mince. Making sure to take that wrapper thing off. Just going to move the camera so you can see it. And there it is. Just going to make sure this gets really mixed up together so the mince is no longer pink but it's brown. And that's really the key to cooking mince, because what it does when it's actually getting brown, it's actually taking off all of the fat that's being sort of melted. Sometimes you see people actually fry the mince first and then they drain the oil. This particular mince is very low in fat, so when you are buying mince, beef mince or any kind of mince, make sure the fat levels on the top of the packaging is 5% or less. That way you'll notice there's not much fat that actually comes off when you're cooking. So normally I would cook the onions and garlic in a teaspoon of coconut oil, and that's exactly what I'm going to put in the recipe. But I haven't got coconut oil here, so we've used a tiny bit of butter to brown off the onions. And then I'm going to try and experiment with these spices. So here is some chili. We've got the white pepper. Actually, I've just remembered we've got some lemon juice in the fridge, so I'm going to pop that in there as well. And basil. And some lemon juice. Just a little squeeze of that. And just keep mixing that until you get that nice and brown. So this will approximately take you maybe 10 minutes to get it cooked. And then we're going to add our potatoes towards the end. You can actually add anything you like. So you could actually throw a tin of tin of sweet corn in this. Some peas. Peas and mince goes really nicely together. So you don't necessarily have to have potatoes in there. It's just I'm trying to do what I can do. We are going back home to England on Monday, so we're trying to use up what we've got in our fridge rather than buying extra things. And now we're going to add some potatoes. So here's my chopped potatoes, finely chopped, just because they'll cook quicker if you've got them finely chopped. There we go. That's all in there now. And you just got to make sure you're mixing this together. You can put some salt in this, by the way, guys. If you just depend how much you want. The salt that I have here is not so great, so it's actually that, and very few grains actually come out of this. So I'm going to try and see if I can get some bits in here. But the lemon juice and other spices will give the salty flavour anyway, so it's not too much of a problem. Okay, we're going to now put the tomatoes in it. So probably half of this will go in here. And then what you just want to make sure that you're mixing all of that really well. The pan obviously needed to be a little bit bigger, but that's all we have. So making sure you get all of that in really well. What I'm going to do in a minute is going to cover this for 10 minutes until the potatoes are quite soft and on quite low heat, because the mince is really cooked. Mince cooks really quickly because mince is very fine meat, so the meat is chopped up in so many pieces that it doesn't require any more than literally the minute it goes brown, that's cooked. If people cook it for longer, that's because it's their preference, and that's not needed. In terms of your cooking, you're absolutely fine. Okay, so we've got everything in here now, ready to go. We've put all our spices, so let's quickly recap while we are waiting for this to cook. And I'm going to cover in a minute by putting a cup of water, like a cup of water in it, to get the potatoes nice and soft. Okay, let's show you what it looks like. Here it is, and this is beef mince with potatoes. So a quick recap is 1 chopped onion, 2 cloves of garlic. If you've got ginger, pop it in there. I haven't. 500 grams of beef mince, about 5 to 6 potatoes, and seasoning that you have at home. I would have probably used cumin, paprika, salt, pepper, and that's about it. So fry the onions quickly with garlic in a little bit of coconut oil, then add your mince, brown it off, add potatoes, and add all the spices and the sauce, which is passata. And here you have it. So what we're going to do now is to cover it up. So we're going to cover this dish up for 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back and have a look to see what it looks like. And welcome back, guys, and we're just going to check to see how this is doing, and this is looking pretty good. So the best way to check is just to poke the potato with a sharp knife, and if it goes through easily, which in this case has, then that's ready for you. And then what we're doing is we're having this with a big salad, lettuce, tomatoes, some beetroots, or whatever's left really. Before we go back home, we're going to use that, and there's potatoes in there for carbs. So you've got protein as your beef mince, then you've got the potatoes as your carbohydrate, and then you've got as much vegetables as possible if you want to have, and the healthy fat you could have a bit later on, which will be some nuts or avocado maybe in the salad if you've got it. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you have enjoyed this episode of beef mince with potatoes. We'll speak to you next week. Bye bye.